Hello again. After setting up the printer and the excitement of completing a test print of the supplied G-code file for OK hand sign, the white hand is with the sample PLA which came with the one-ho 3D printer, and the other hand is using 3D Philipprint's premium PLA in bronze gold. I wanted to be able to print something of my choosing, and to do that you need slicing software. One-ho provides a suitable copy of Cura on the SD card for this, and it can also be downloaded from their website. The very first time you open Cura, it will ask you for your language and the printer model. But what actually does slicing software do? Well, Cura takes a digital model and slices it into layers to produce a G-code which contains the instructions for your 3D printer to follow. There are plenty of free tutorials on Cura which you can search for, but I thought I would show you the process using a nice tree frog model using the quick print settings. And now we will cross over to the laptop screen. Once you have Cura on your system, you need to go into your web browser and search for Thingiverse. This is a 3D modelling library and well worth a good look around. I'm going to do a search for tree frog . This model is designed by Marina Protti and is an excellent model due to its smooth curved back to show you layer detail and the front legs to show retractions. It's a good overall example to show you the various results you can get from the settings that can be used. Click on Download all files and this will appear later on in your download directory. If you now go into your download folder, and here you need to extract all, place it into a folder that you're going to be familiar with. So here we go into Documents. I've got 3D Printing, a special one there for Thingiverse, Downloads, and I've named one already, Tree Frog. Open the one-ho Cura on your laptop and you will see the drop-down menus top left-hand side. Initially on loading, it will default to the basic settings. And here you can see fast, normal or high quality prints for various materials, PLA and ABS, and other for print support structures. And this will all come in time. Now what I'm going to do first of all is File, Load Model File, and there you see is my tree frog, and it should appear quite nicely in the screen. As you can see, it's set for normal print, and I've clicked on the PLA material section there, and at the top left hand side you can see that bar moving across the screen, and there it is. So for a normal print for my tree frog in PLA, it's 1 hour 59 minutes, 2.79 meters of filament and 8 grams. At this point I need to save it as a G-code onto my SD card. Now you do need to be aware that the one-ho does not recognise subdirectories and your saved file name is limited to 13 digits on the display. So at this point I'm going to change that to treefrog _ and I'll just do N for normal and save it. To save some time, especially if you know you're going to do a few different test pieces, you could change that now to fast print, still keeping the PLA, and again you can see the bar again on the top left hand side giving you the timings. There we go, 57 minutes, 2.59 meters of filament and 8 grams. And again what I'll do now is save it as a G-code onto the SD card And again, I'll just give it a F for fast. This time round I will save it as high quality. Just taking a little bit longer. And there you can see this time round it's 3 hours and 28 minutes, 2.79 metres of filament and 8 grams. Save as a G-code to my removable disc. And there we go, this time round I'll just put HQ for high quality. Like I said previously, that just saves a bit of a time. I know I want to compare the difference between a fast print, normal print and high quality, so that just saves some time for the future. Here we have all 3 tree frogs using the fast, normal and high quality quick settings. All 3 had good results which had good definition and very little stringing. The first model is a fast print and you can see the layers clearly on the back and chest, but it only took an hour to print. The second model is the normal print, a lot smoother on the back and chest, a very nice piece and took 2 hours. The third model is the high quality print and as you would expect the smoothest of them all, but I was disappointed by the finish on top of the eyes due to the heat build-up caused by the nozzle being too long in a small area. Considering it took 3.5 hours to print, in my opinion the normal print is the way to go. So what is the main difference with quick print settings? It's the layer height. The shell or wall thickness, which relates to the size of your nozzle, usually 0.4 millimeters, top and bottom thickness and percentage fill settings. Fast uses a layer height of 0.15 millimeters, 0.8 millimeters shell thickness, 0.6 millimeters top and bottom thickness and a 10% fill. Normal uses a layer height of 0.1 millimeters, 0.8 millimeters shell thickness and 0.6 millimeters top and bottom thickness and 20% fill. High quality uses a layer height of 0.06 millimeters, 0.8 millimeters shell thickness and 0.6 millimeters top and bottom thickness with a 20% fill. We'll swap back to the screen view and have a quick look at the other print options in expert settings. So here we are back in Cura, looking at the basics of the menus. As you see, we are in the quick print section. If we move across and click on expert and switch to full settings, you will see the menu changes. There's basic and advanced, which you could play around with now, but then there's plugins and start and end G-code, which I would leave well alone until you have a lot more experience or are able to chat with some of the guys in the forums for help. Remember, everybody has been a beginner at one point. On the main Cura view screen, there are a few sets of icons which you will play with as you gain experience. But initially, what they are, here on the top left corner, there's load, save to SD card, but I would just like to warn you, here it will just dump it onto your SD card. To actually give it a proper name, you need to go and save it via the Save As menu. And this icon is you can share with You Imagine, which is a 3D part library. If I just click on here to load model file, bring up our tree frog, and in the bottom corner here you'll see 3 more icons. The first one is rotate and move the model. Then we have the scale and mirror. The top right is the view mode, and if you click on the arrow there, it drops down to normal, overhang, transparent, X-ray and layers. It is always good practice to check the model in layers view to see if there may be some problems. As you get more familiar with printing, you may spot potential problems before you run the actual print. In my next vlog, I hope to look at a few simple modifications and improvements to the printer, but in the meantime, happy printing.